Hello everybody, welcome to episode 1 of Too Big to Fit. I'm Mackenzie Morris. I am so excited you're here. This episode is going to talk about what this podcast actually is and why you should hang out with me. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Mackenzie Morris, and after 15 years of building brands, scaling businesses, and creating empires across industries, I have learned that it is not only okay to be uncontainable, it's actually a superpower built within the multi-passionate, the visionaries, and the big dreamers. This is the first multi-dimensional business podcast that mixes strategy, identity, personal stories, conversations, and the messy, unfiltered parts of being a creative to help you build a brand that's impossible to ignore just by being exactly who you are. This is the Too Big to Fit podcast. This podcast has been something that has been on my heart for a long time. I've actually had episodes built and stocked up for a long time. And I just haven't had a name. I haven't had something that I felt like was really aligned and ready to go until I did, right? Like until I got the divine download. So now I have the download and now we've got the name and now we are launching and we are here and you are here and I am here and we're having a conversation and this is great. So this podcast is a combination of all of the things of myself, right? This is a podcast for the uncontainable. I've spent literally so many years of my life trying to identify myself and label myself and fit my ideas and my perspectives and my inspiration and all of those things into a business or a niche or whatever. And that sucks. It literally sucks. And it is the end all be all of so many entrepreneurs, right? So many people struggle with this and get caught into this cycle of trying to label your offer and create a title for yourself and name your company and do all these things and create these boxes and all these things. And then we lose ourselves in the process. Or what's even more crazy is whenever you grow or you evolve or you have a change of priorities or something like that, you grow and that then brings on an evolution. So then you now have to go and redo it all over again. And that also sucks. And people don't talk about how much it sucks. Like it's great, right? Evolution, like yay, personal development, all the things, right? But fuck, it's hard, y'all. It's hard. You go through ego deaths, mindset deaths, identity crises, like who the fuck actually am I and what do I actually want? Right? All of those things. So this podcast is the landing pad for all of that, okay? I'm going to share it all. I'm going to talk you through everything that I've gone through, the perspectives that I have on fucking TV shows, on business strategies. When I see a commercial, I'm like, oh my God, that is so good. This commercial was good and I want to break it down. Why? That's going here, right? My thoughts on the circle and Love is Blind. I have entire social experiment breakdowns that I've written and created for these things that I've never put anywhere because it quite literally did not make sense to put anywhere within my stuff, right? So this podcast is a landing pad for anything and everything. For me to celebrate the parts of me that have felt hard to share. And that is the point of this podcast. Part of this podcast is allowing you to come as you are, right? Here we celebrate your differences. We celebrate your quirks, your neurospiciness. We celebrate all of that here because you're going to get a lot of that here, right? You might have heard someone knocking on my door. I have my toddlers here. I have a 5 and 3-year-old and they're also here, right? My whole life is so full. I run a marketing company. I'm a coach. I run a nightlife media brand. I am out at concerts and clubs and experiences and restaurants constantly with my kids and my husband while I'm supporting my clients. And I'm doing all of those things while trying to be my most authentic self. Okay, and I want you to do that too. This is your permission slip. Okay, this is your inspiration and your permission slip to show up however the fuck you want. Like literally, right? It's going to take some trial and error, right? And something I want you guys to know is that you don't get to a destination. Like you're never going to get to a place in your business where like, I'm done. I'm done. I did it. I'm done. Girl, no. Like, no, you're never going to be done. Especially if you have that fire in your heart, there is always something next. Always. Right? You can't be contained. Your passion and your drive and your impact cannot be contained, right? It is not a destination, it is a journey. So even if it takes a minute to get where you want to go, the journey was not a failure, right? Because you learned something every single part of the way. And that is what I want you to know. And that is what I am taking here and applying. Right? I have learned so much in my 15 years of entrepreneurship, and a lot of that is going to land here. I'm going to share a lot of ideas and a lot of concepts and stories and things I've learned and failures and all of the messy shit in the middle so that you can live a more fulfilled life. So you can feel celebrated for who you are. So you can have the business that you want. So you can feel empowered to know that you can be exactly who the fuck you are and have everything you want. That you can be the bitch with hot pink hair and walk around and be in a boardroom where people are paying attention to you, right? That was always something that was so scary to me. I wanted pink hair for the longest time, and I was so scared because I thought people were going to judge me. And you know what? The amount of compliments I get on my hair is extreme. Like every time I go out, someone compliments me on my hair. And that is just like an example of the things that our mind tells us that we forget about, right? Or that we create stories around, right? We create this idea of how others are going to perceive us when quite really that's none of our business, right? So podcasts are vulnerable. They are so vulnerable because no matter what, you are sharing your own thoughts and perspectives, right? We can be presenting data, we can be showing someone else's case study, but we're going to add on to it no matter what the conversation is, whether it's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or if it's a Forbes interview on tissue. I don't know, right? Like, you can share your perspectives, right? And having a podcast opens up the door for conversation, which also opens the door for criticism and judgment, right? Doing this type of work is scary and vulnerable because it puts your whole heart out there, right? And this is something a lot of people are not able to do. And it's taken me a long time to realize that I have been hiding. And it sucks because my whole platform, a massive part of it, is about fighting fear. And I thought I was fighting all of my fear. But I've been hiding because if I want to speak on stages, I want to be as big as Coke, I want to be known worldwide, I have to have my thoughts and my perspectives shared worldwide. Okay, and the only way to do that is to create content like this, long form, and to blast it out to the world. Right? So that is my mission here, is to remove all my armor and to share it with the world and open it up for anyone and everyone to hear and listen to judge. Okay? Whatever anyone thinks about me is also none of my business, right? It might hurt my feelings, it might make me sad, but it can also make me really happy and empowered, right? So that is the purpose of this podcast. I am very, very excited, and I'm stoked. Another part of this podcast is obviously conversations, right? Like I've mentioned, but I've done a lot of interviews, and we're also going to be bringing on people to have live conversations, right? If you want to pop on and have a conversation with me or do some business strategy and talk about your business and where you're going, or work through some mindset stuff, or just have a conversation about the last circle episode, right? We can pop on and we can do that. And then you can take these assets and use them to promote on your page, right? And we can cross promote and work together. And that is awesome as well, because community is far better than competition, because the people at the top are collaborating, right? That is how I've gotten where I am today. I have a whole team and we are all collaborating in everything that we do, right? Everything that we do is based on passion, right? Passion and creativity for the mission. And that is what we do. And that is so special. And I love everyone a part of my team. Cole, Ron, Tammy. I got so many other people that help me behind the scenes, but those are my 3 people that are really helping me a lot right now. in this growth season. But I am so honored and so excited to be able to be here on the Too Big to Fit podcast and bringing you guys hopefully something a little bit different. So I can't wait for the next episode. I have so many incredible interviews lined up for you guys. I've got some awesome one-on-one brain dumps as well. So I am very, very excited to share those with you. And hopefully this will help you guys get to know me a little bit better and get to know a different side of me if you don't know me well yet. That's another thing I've really been trying to do this year and throughout my business is share more of my heart, because the people who come into my home and we have conversations, they know a whole different side of me and they're like, who are you? Like, I love you, but this is not shown online, and I've not been able to figure out how to copy and capture the essence of the real me, right? And put it online until probably now. Okay, I feel so free in this space right now, and I'm really, really excited for this level of the game that I'm playing. The level of life, the level of whatever. Anyway, so that's that. I think that's it. Okay, guys, I love you, and I will see you guys on the next episode.